Chapter 3 Lesson 1 Managing and Caring for the Self. Introduction and Abstraction.
Knowing the self is not enough, since who you are is partly made of your choices. You must also have the ability to choose, especially to be a better you. Self-knowledge makes you independent of the opinion of others. By knowing who you are and what you stand for in life can help to give you a strong sense of self-confidence in others to be yourself. You can have to know yourself. Knowing yourself means respecting your strength, your weaknesses, your passion and fears, your desire and dream, and feelings. Why is important to know yourself? Knowing yourself is really important for a lot of things, such as making friends and understanding how you communicate best. This lesson will present several techniques that you can adapt depending on your situation and preference to make you a better learner. Learning should not just mean studying for your quizzes and exams in school. Learning could also occur outside and the confines of a book or classroom, like when you want to acquire a new move in your favorite sports, or the skills of a certain hobby, among others. Good learners make knowledge their own. This is about making the new knowledge fit with what the learner already knows, not making it mean whatever the learning wants. Good learners change their knowledge structure in order to accommodate what they are learning. The Homo sapiens or the wise man. Homo sapiens, a scientific name in the Latin that means wise man. Homo means man, sapiens means wise. Homo sapiens is one of several species grouped into the genus Homo, but it is the only one that is not extinct. But being called wise, not only do we think, but we can also capable to think about thinking.
Metacognition. Metacognition is commonly defined as thinking about thinking. Metacognition is put simply thinking about one's thinking. More precisely, it refers to the process used plan, monitor, and assess one's understanding and performance. Due to this awareness, metacognition enables that person to adapt their existing skills and knowledge to approach a learning task. It also includes keeping one emotion and motivation while learning in check. Some people learn better when they like the subject, some when they are challenged by the topic, and others if they have rewarded system each them they finish a task. Metacognition has two aspects. First, self-appraisal. Self-appraisal is your personal reflection on your knowledge and capabilities. Also, an act or instance of evaluating one's own worth, significance, or status. Example, motivation, leadership, and communication. Self-management is the mental process you employ using what you have in planning, adapting to successfully learn or accomplish a task or what you know about you think. Also, our ability to manage our behaviors, thoughts, and emotion in conscious and productive way. Example, problem solving, resisting stress, communication clearly. Metacognition regulation adjusts your thinking process to help you learn better. There are several variables that affect how you know or assess yourself as thinker. 1. Personal variable, which is your evaluation of your strengths and weaknesses. Also, personal variable also defined as individual-based variables such as age, gender, education level, and years of experience. 2. Task variable, which is what you think and what you know about nature of the task. 3. Strategy refers to strategies of skills you already have dealing with certain tasks.
Skills that can help you in exercising metacognition.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. My report is all about skills that can help you in exercising metacognition. Under Shannon, Chapter 3, Managing and Caring for the Self. Number 1. Knowing your limits. As mentioned earlier, one cannot really make any significant advancement in using metacognitive skills without having an honest and accurate evaluation of what you know and what you do not know. Knowing your limits also looks at the scope and limitation of your sources so that you can work with what you have at moment and look for ways to cope with other necessities. Kasi when knowing your limits, mahalaga na meron kang metacognitive skills para mas madali mong masusolusyonan yung mga bagay na may problema or nangangailangan ng limitasyon. Kaya mahalaga talaga na accurate or na-evaluate mo yung alam mo sa di mo alam. Then, also, knowing your limits, minsan kinakailangan din ng scope and limitation kung saan madali mong masusolusyon ang lahat ng problema. In short, knowing your limits ay makakatulong sa tao if tama pa ba yung ginagawa niya or may mali na. Minsan kasi di natin nalalaman kung hanggang saan lang yung limitasyon natin dahil minsan nakakalimutan natin yung mga dapat may limitasyon sa kadahilan na busy tayo or minsan kapag iniisip na natin palagi tayong tama kahit mali naman talaga. Kaya kapag alam mo yung limitasyon mo, madali ka makakahanap ng paraan sa lahat ng problema o madali ka makakahanap ng solusyon. Modifying your approach. It begins with the recognition that your strategy is not appropriate with the task and or that you do not comprehend the learning experience successfully. Recognizing, for example, that you are not understanding what you are reading, you should learn to modify your strategy and comprehending your material. You might want to read and reread the page in 5-minute interval instead of trying to finish the materials in one setting. You may want to make a summary or code for yourself instead of using keywords or highlighting section of what you are reading. When modifying your approach naman, syempre nagsisimula ito kung paano mo makilala yung sarili mo, kung marunong ka ba dumiskarte or madiskarte kang tao. Na hindi naangkop sa gawain kahit hindi mo naintindihan yung pag-aaral ng maayos. Also, kailangan malaman kung kailangan mo baguhin ng mga strategy upang maintindihan ang iyong binabasa. Minsan din, binabasa din natin ng paulit-ulit like 5 minutes ganon para mas maintindihan natin yung dapat nating intindihin. Then minsan, gumagawa din tayo ng mga summary or code instead ng using keywords or highlighting section sa binabasa natin. Kasi di ba mas better pag summary kasi nandoon lahat ng information. Hindi naman totally nandoon pero konting detail nandoon kaysa sa keywords yung pinaka-highlight lang ng binasa mo yung nandoon. And then hindi pa exact details yung nandoon. Number 3, skimming. This is basically browsing over a material and keeping an eye on keywords, phrases, or sentences. It is also about knowing where to search for such key terms. For example, you might want to look the introduction first or the abstract. The table of content can also provide you with a quick guide to the content of the book. Introductory paragraphs, subheadings, headings, and conclusions can also provide you with an overview of the whole material. This technique works best when you want to get an idea about the content of the reading material. When you are trying to read through several materials in a limited time frame or when you want to focus on certain details among others. When it comes to skimming, it's more on browsing or searching. Sa skimming din, malalaman kung saan mo dapat ma-search yung mga key terms. Then, for example, nito yung sa book, yung sa introduction or abstract. Tapos, ang the table of content naman, nagpo-provide siya ng guide sa content ng book para mas madali mong mahanap yung page na hinahanap mo. Then, yung introductory paragraphs, headings or subheadings and conclusion din, nagpo-provide siya ng overview information Minsan kasi kapag gusto mong basa ng madalian, nagpo-focus ka na lang dun sa certain details among sa others or kaysa sa iba. Kaya the best technique ang skimming pagdating sa pagkuha ng idea or information kasi mas madali mo mahanap yung gusto mo or yung hinahanap mo or madali ka makakuha ng idea.
Number 4. Rehearsing and practicing. This is not just about repeatedly talking, writing, and or doing what you have to learn, but also trying to make a personal interpretation or summary of the learning experience. One of the fun ways to do this is by imagining yourself being interviewed about your task. As you try to convey what you have to learn from resources, you also insert your opinion or other personal take on the matter. Just be sure that the key concepts are well understood and are still in line with the source material, even the multiple rehearsal. Number 5. Self-test. As the name implies, this is trying to test your comprehension of your learning experience or the skill you have acquired during learning. While some materials already come with a test like this book, you can still create tests for yourself. You can make essay, question or definition of term tests while you are reading or watching a material. You can challenge yourself in completing a task successfully, maybe in giving period of time, for example, doing 50 pre-throws with at least 90% success rate. Self-test does not only focus on what you have to learn but also on how you learn it. After the experience, you should also ask questions like, what strategy did I use? How successful were my learning strategies? How can I further improve my learning skills? Other strategies that you need to develop include asking questions about your method, self-reflection, finding a mentor or support group if necessary. Thinking out loud, though you have to be considerate of others also when doing this. And welcoming error as learning experience. For clarification, welcoming errors does not mean seeking them or consciously making them as much as possible. It means that when you commit a mistake, you do not dismiss it as insignificant or do not try to avoid responsibilities of the result. You must process them to learn every lesson that you can take about yourself, about the topic, and other people or things. By having a more positive attitude toward mistakes, you will also have the courage to venture into new and unknown learning experiences that may one day interest you. Using these strategies, you can at least identify 4 types of metacognitive learners. First, the tacit learners are unaware of their metacognitive processes, although they know the extent of their knowledge. Second, the aware learners know some of their metacognitive strategies but they do not plan on how to use this technique. Third, strategic learners. As the name implies, they strategize and plan their course of action toward a learning experience. Lastly, the reflective learners reflect on their thinking while they are using the strategies and adapt metacognitive skills depending on their situation. As you may have noticed already, the goal of metacognition is for the student to be self-regulated learners. Education should not be limited by the capabilities of the teachers, the content of school textbook, the forecomers of the classroom, and the duration of the academic years of courses. You should have the capability to study things on your own, as well as accurately evaluate your progress. This is one of the benefits of using metacognitive techniques and strategies. Another benefit is the compensation and development of cognitive limitation of the learning because the student is now aware of his/her capabilities. Various research also shows significant improvements in academic performance in any subject and across age range. The student is also able to transfer knowledge from one context into another.
Meron tayong 6 tips that you can use studying are the following. Queensland University of Technology Library. Una dito is you make an outline of the things you want to learn, the things you reading or doing, and or the things you remember. Ito yung gumawa gumawa tayo ng balagkas or impormasyon ng mga bagay na nais nating malaman. And number 2, break down the task in smaller and more manageable detail. Number 3, integrate variation in your schedule and learning experience. Change reading materials every hour and do not put similar topics together. Studying English then mathematics instead of English then Filipino. Together also include physical activities in your class. Number 4, try to incubate your ideas. First, write your draft without doing much editing. Let the ideas flow, then leave your draft at least overnight or around 24 hours. Some even do not look at it for a week and do something else. After a given period, go back to your draft or prototype and you might find a fresh perspective about it. Sometimes during incubation, you suddenly have ideas coming to you. You write them down in a note first and do not integrate them into the done draft yet review what you have written when the incubate period. Sabi niya dito is palawakin pa yung ideya na meron tayo. Number 5, revise, summarize, and take down notes. Then read them to help you minimize framing the last minute, especially when you have witnessed memorizing facts and data. Some people are motivated deadline and very close tomorrow. For instance, and they just review the day before some evaluation for exercise. If you are that kind of person, you may still motivate yourself and want to have that feeling or urgency at the last minutes, but by using the aforementioned techniques, your framing need to be a disappeared attempt to learn but only as way to energize your brain as you make a special review of the things you have already been studying for a week or so before. Sa take down notes naman, ginagawa natin ito kapag tayo ay may kahinaan sa pag-iisip or tayo ay makakalimutan. Kasi minsan madami tayo iniisip kaya nakakalimutan na natin. And number 6, engage what you learn, do something about it. On our reading materials, for example, highlight keywords and phrase, write your opinion about the matter. On separate note or create a diagram or concept map. Some people also learn best the copying the key paragraph, word for word. You want to look for another definition and confirm or contrast materials. Use your new knowledge. During discussion, just do something about it.